I owe it to myself to go out there and beat like I am his dad.
Wait, perhaps if I chop off both of my arms.
Mike Tyson is a legend, Was the youngest heavyweight ever, who won the...
Took Mike Tyson, but Bruno comes forward. Mike Tyson flush on the face of Frank Bruno. Another...
Never mess with Mike Tyson. That wasn't just a warning whispered through the boxing world. It was a brutal lesson learned the hard way by every fighter who mistook confidence.
Tyler, there's a time to break it,
Yellow, I know what Mike Tyson's going to do. Now it's up to me what I'm going to do.
For superiority and arrogance for destiny. There was something about Tyson that provoked people. Maybe it was his size. Maybe it was the aura, the silence, the way he stared through opponents instead of at them.
Mike Tyson!
Mike knows. We're from the school of Dismantling, and my father was trained under Dismantling.
Whatever it was, it made certain fighters believe they had to bark louder, boast bigger, and disrespect harder just to stand in the same spotlight. They convinced themselves he was overrated, that he was one-dimensional, that prison had broken him, that hype had built him, and one by one, they stepped forward to prove it. Tony Tubbs claimed he was the best heavyweight in the world. He said he could box better than anyone, including Tyson. He wasn't taking a back seat to anybody. But when the fight began, the bravado evaporated.
McNeely, seconds into the first round.
Tyson closed the distance like a predator who had done this 1,000 times before. A left hook detonated, Tubbs staggered. And within moments, the self-proclaimed elite technician was reduced to survival mode. The humiliation wasn't in the loss. It was in how quickly the myth of his superiority collapsed. Then came the comeback. After prison, after endless headlines and doubt, Peter McNeely decided he would be the man to expose a weakened Tyson. He promised to knock him out, promised to embarrass him. He shouted for the cameras, played to the crowd, tried to turn the moment into a circus. Tyson said almost nothing. When the bell rang, he unleashed hell. Within seconds, McNeely was on the canvas, overwhelmed by a storm of hooks and uppercuts. The fight was over before the trash talk had time to echo. Tyson didn't argue, he erased. Buster Mathis Jr. believed he had the blueprint. He studied Tyson, claimed he understood him.
A lot is withstanding that, but how much more can he take?
Insisted this wouldn't be another quick knockout. For 2 rounds, he pushed forward bravely, even backing Tyson up. For a fleeting moment, it looked competitive. But Tyson thrives in chaos. In the 3rd round, he found his opening. A vicious right uppercut split through Mathis' guard, followed by another crushing combination. Down he went. The confidence, the promise, the carefully constructed plan, all shattered in a single exchange. Mathis would never be the same. Trevor Berbick had his own history. He had beaten Muhammad Ali in Ali's final fight.
I'm very confident, and when I'm going to fight Mike Tyson, I know what Mike...
And he carried that achievement like armor. When he faced Tyson, he tried to stand tall, tried to impose himself. But Tyson fought with something deeper than pride that night. He attacked with relentless fury, combinations flying in blurs of motion. When Berbick finally went down, he didn't just fall. He stumbled, tried to rise, collapsed again, his legs refusing to cooperate. It was one of the most unforgettable knockouts in heavyweight history. That night, Tyson didn't just win a title. He made a statement. Tyrell Biggs thought he could outbox him. Smooth, confident, an Olympic gold medalist, Biggs believed skill and movement would neutralize Tyson's power. Early on, it seemed possible. He jabbed, circled, tried to frustrate the champion. But Tyson is patient in his destruction. He cuts off the ring inch by inch. And when he finally trapped Biggs against the ropes, the punishment was merciless.
Which is something he's not only not used to. There is no quitting, Buster Mathis. Game, young man.
A thunderous left hook snapped Biggs' head back. Then another. The dream ended in a barrage that left no doubt who the real king was. Frank Bruno talked louder than most. He predicted a spectacular knockout, said it was his time. For a brief second in the ring, he even hurt Tyson, landing a right hand that made the crowd gasp. But waking the beast is never a good strategy. Tyson reset, stalked forward, and unleashed a savage assault that sent Bruno crashing into the ropes. Within 3 rounds, the trash talk had turned into silence. Tyson stood victorious again, proving that muscles and microphones mean nothing when the punches start flying. Andrew Golota brought chaos and controversy wherever he went. But even he seemed uneasy standing across from Tyson. When the fight began, Tyson attacked like a man possessed. Every punch carried menace. Golota absorbed the damage, round after round, until he simply refused to continue. He quit on his stool, unable to endure the storm any longer. The crowd's reaction said it all. Against Tyson, quitting sometimes felt like the only escape. Over and over again, the pattern repeated itself. Fighters disrespected him. They questioned him. They tried to turn his intensity into a weakness. And every time, Tyson responded the same way, not with words, but with devastation. He didn't chase approval. He didn't debate critics. He walked into the ring and forced the world to watch as arrogance dissolved under pressure. Because the truth about Mike Tyson is simple and unforgiving. You could doubt him. You could mock him. You could promise to expose him. But once that bell rang, there was nowhere to hide. And the moment you disrespected him was usually the moment your downfall began. Never mess with Tyson. The history books are filled with men who learned that lesson the hard way. It was about disbelief. It was about men looking across the ring at a 5'10" wrecking ball and convincing themselves that he was overrated, overhyped, finished, or fragile. Mike Tyson is a pathetic nobody, they thought in their own way. And every time, without fail, Iron Mike answered them the only way he knew how, with violence wrapped in precision. In the years when Tyson ruled the heavyweight division with an iron fist, challengers lined up not just to fight him, but to outtalk him. Tony Tubbs was one of the first to step forward with that kind of confidence.
Seek, destroy, conquer, kill.
He declared himself one of the best heavyweights in the world, swearing he wasn't taking a backseat to anyone, not even Tyson. In his mind, he had the skills, the speed, the boxing IQ. But when the bell rang, the illusion shattered. Tyson stalked him with cold patience, cutting off the ring, slipping inside, and detonating that left hook like a landmine. Tubbs' bravado dissolved under the weight of leather. Within moments, the so-called superior boxer was wobbling, hurt, overwhelmed. And just like that, the debate was over. There was only one best in the world, and his name was Mike Tyson. Then came the comeback. After prison, after the headlines, after the whispers that he was finished, Tyson returned to a sport that had moved on without him. Or so some believed. Peter McNeely made sure the noise was loud. He promised to kick Tyson's ass. He strutted. He shouted. He tried to turn the moment into a spectacle. But Tyson didn't argue. He didn't trade insults. When the bell rang, he exploded. Seconds into the fight, McNeely was on the canvas, staring up at the lights, realizing that prison hadn't softened Tyson. It had sharpened him. The storm was back. The king had returned. And the message was brutal and clear. Buster Mathis Jr. brought a different kind of challenge. Young, confident, technically sound. He believed he understood Tyson. He studied him, claimed he knew what was coming. For 2 rounds, it almost looked like he did. Mathis pressed forward, forced Tyson backward, tested him in ways few had dared. The crowd felt the tension. Could this be the blueprint? Could this be the night Tyson was unraveled? But greatness has a switch, and in the 3rd round Tyson flipped it. A vicious right uppercut tore through Mathis' defense, followed by another and another. Dreams collapsed in real time. The momentum vanished. Mathis hit the canvas, and with him fell the fantasy that studying Tyson meant surviving him. He would retire young, another talented fighter whose career intersected with a hurricane. Trevor Berbick's story carried deeper emotion. He had once beaten Muhammad Ali in Ali's final bout, taking advantage of a fading legend. Tyson never forgot that.
These are solid punches. They're just above us. Berbick is halfway. Perhaps if I chop off both of my arms.
When Berbick became WBC champion, fate drew a line straight between them. Berbick talked tough, promised resistance. But when they met in 1986, Tyson didn't just fight, he hunted. Combinations came in blinding flurries. Hooks and uppercuts crashed into Berbick's skull until his legs betrayed him. The final knockdown was unforgettable. Berbick trying to stand, collapsing again, his body refusing commands from his heart. In that moment, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. It felt less like a victory and more like a coronation. Tyrell Biggs tried a different strategy. An Olympic gold medalist, smooth and mobile, he believed he could outbox Tyson, outthink him, embarrass him. For a while, it looked clever. Biggs jabbed, moved, imitated Ali's rhythm, forcing Tyson to reset again and again. But pressure is Tyson's language. He cut off the ring, chipped away, and waited. By the 7th round, the tide had turned. A monstrous left hook snapped Biggs' head back. Then another. The rhythm was gone. The dance was over. Biggs crumpled under a barrage that felt inevitable. Tyson didn't just win. He dismantled the illusion that style alone could save you. Mitch Green brought street energy into the ring. Loud, threatening, personal. He promised violence beyond boxing. Tyson responded with controlled cruelty. For 10 rounds, he punished Green methodically, refusing to grant him the mercy of an early knockout. It was as if Tyson wanted him to feel every second, every mistake, every ounce of arrogance draining away. When it ended, Green hadn't been starched, he had been schooled. Frank Bruno, with his sculpted physique and endless trash talk, swore it was his time. He predicted a spectacular knockout. For a brief, heart-stopping moment, he even hurt Tyson, landing a right hand that sent a ripple through the arena. But champions don't panic. Tyson regrouped, stalked forward, and unleashed a savage combination that sent Bruno crashing into the ropes. Within 3 rounds, the prophecy was buried. Tyson stood tall once more, champion again, his fists having rewritten the script. And then there was Andrew Golota, infamous for chaos, unpredictable and dirty. Before the fight, he could barely look Tyson in the eye. When it began, Tyson charged like a man possessed. Every punch carried menace. Golota tried to survive, to endure, but survival against Tyson was never a long-term plan. By the end of the 2nd round, Golota had seen enough. He quit on his stool, walking away while the crowd rained fury down upon him. It was less a defeat than a surrender. Through all of it, the insults, the doubts, the predictions of his downfall, Mike Tyson answered in the same language. He didn't need speeches. He didn't need excuses. The bell would ring, and the truth would unfold in combinations of speed and savagery. Critics called him overrated. Opponents called him beatable. But when the lights were brightest and the pressure suffocating, Tyson became what he always was, the baddest man on the planet, a force of nature disguised as a fighter. Because, in the end, the story of Mike Tyson isn't just about knockouts. It's about silencing doubt. It's about turning arrogance into regret. It's about walking into a ring with the weight of the world's skepticism and walking out with another man's confidence shattered at your feet.